Namaste. Welcome back, Stellar Stargazers, and a warm cosmic hello to our new listeners. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Heather, and you're tuning into the Stellar Soulcast,
where we decode the cosmos one episode at a time.
And in our last episode, we spoke all things Virgo. From their beautiful earthy wisdom to their practical magic, we broke down what makes Virgo energy so special and how it shows up in the zodiac.
But for today's episode, we're diving into something a little different, the North and South Nodes, your soul's karmic compass, guiding where you've been and where you're meant to go. But as always, before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, follow us at the Stellar Soulcast, and open your astro journals because this one is going to get deep. There's going to be healing and beautiful transformations.
Oh yeah, so stargazers, buckle up because we're about to take a ride with some of the most mystical points in astrology, the lunar nodes. First things first, let's clear something up. The nodes are not actual planets. You can't go outside with a telescope, point to the sky and say, hey look, there's a North Node. Nope. Instead, they're calculated points, the exact spots where the moon's orbit crosses the Earth's path around the sun. Picture it like cosmic crossroads where fate and free will meet. Pretty epic, right? Now, here's where it gets juicy. Across myth and tradition, the nodes are tied to the image of a great celestial dragon. The North Node is often called the dragon's head, hungry, curious, always ready to gobble up new experiences. Meanwhile, the South Node is a dragon's tail, carrying the remains of the past, old habits, and karmic baggage. Think of it like the dragon's leftovers from a previous lifetime. So what does this mean for you? Well, the South Node represents your past lives, your comfort zone, those skills and patterns that feel oh so familiar. It's the stuff you can do in your sleep because you've been there, done that, maybe for centuries even. But here's the catch. If you hang out there too long, life gets a little stale. The North Node, on the other hand, is your soul's GPS pin. It's the stretch zone. It's the cosmic new level unlocked sign flashing over your head. It's where you're meant to grow, stumble a little, and then glow up a lot. Here's a way to picture it. Imagine you're on a road trip. The South Node is like the town you grew up in, and it's cozy, familiar, and you know, okay, Yodu. Yodu break. Oh, come here, boy. Oh, look how he's looking at me.
I know, he's like, playtime right now.
Oh,
let's go.
You know, maybe Yodu was my familiar in a past life. That's why he came up while we're talking about the South Node.
I think so.
Oh. All right. Well, speaking of the South Nodes and just segueing back a little bit here, I'm just going to backtrack and say, imagine you're on a road trip. The South Node is like the town you grew up in, and it's cozy, familiar, and you know all the shortcuts. But eventually, you've tried every restaurant, and there's just nothing new to discover. The North Node, that's the exciting city your GPS keeps rerouting you towards. Sure. It's a little intimidating. Those new roads, new people, maybe even a little traffic, but that's where the magic is going to happen. And just for fun, let's make this interactive. Stargazers, if the South Node is your cosmic couch where you binge watch old reruns of your soul, then the North Node is that yoga class, art project, or wild adventure you've been secretly curious about, but keep putting it off. Your soul's saying, hey, get up. Let's try this. So to sum it up, the South Node is the road you've already traveled. The North Node is where your soul's map is asking you to go. And together, they're your cosmic compass. Past, present, and future. All tied up in one mythological dragon.
Wow, that was some good information. Thank you, Heather.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, but okay, stargazers, let's really decode what these nodes are whispering about your soul's journey. First up, the South Node. This is all about karmic baggage, the stuff you've already mastered, whether from past lives or just old patterns in this one. It's your cosmic been there, done that. And listen, the South Node isn't bad. In fact, it feels easy. It's comfy, familiar, like snuggling into your favorite old sweatshirt. But here's the catch. If you stay there too long, you're suddenly binge watching reruns of your life instead of actually moving your plot forward. And who wants to do that? But now let's swing over to the North Node. This is where the magic happens. This is the brand new season of your soul's Netflix series. Oh my God, how exciting. Yeah, the one where the storyline gets juicier, the stakes get higher, and yes, sometimes the main character, you, gets a little uncomfortable because growth isn't supposed to feel like lounging on the old couch. The North Node is where you stumble, stretch, and sometimes want to say, no thanks, universe. But every time you lean into it, that's when the glow up happens. Here's the kicker. Astrology doesn't want you to abandon your South Node. Nope. We're not tossing the sweatshirt out because it's still got value. The trick is balancing. You bring the wisdom and skills of your South Node with you, but you use them in service of stepping into your North Node destiny. Now let's get spicy with a couple quick examples. Say you've got your South Node in Aries. In past lives or even just in natural wiring, you've been the lone wolf, the warrior, the self-starter. Independence, nailed it. But this lifetime, your North Node is now in Libra, and your soul's asking you to learn Libra vibes, partnership, balance, collaboration. So in translation, this would mean put down the sword sometimes and share the stage. Not everything's a solo mission. Or maybe you got your South Node in Virgo. In another timeline, you were the detailed-oriented healer, the organizer, the perfectionist who had the color-coded spreadsheets of destiny. Those are amazing skills, but in this lifetime, maybe your North Node is Pisces energy, which is associated with the growth of flow, surrender, creativity, and faith. Instead of trying to control every outcome, you've learned to let go and ride the cosmic wave. You know that messy bun, paintbrush in hand, and incense burning mantra that is going to get you through. So remember, stargazers, the South Node is like your cosmic resume, and the North Node is your brand new job description. You already know how to do the old stuff, but the universe hired you for this lifetime because it wants you to step into something bigger, bolder, and way more soul aligned.
Ooh, so deep. Thank you, Sophie.
You're welcome.
Ooh, love it. All right, stargazers, let's zoom out from our personal charts for a hot cosmic second and talk about how the nodes move in the big picture. Because guess what? They don't stay put. The nodes actually shift signs about every 18 months, which means the whole collective gets a new theme to work with. Think of it like a new season of a show. Every year and a half, the cosmic script changes. Suddenly, the spotlight's on a new lesson, not just for you personally, but for all of us. For example, when the nodes move into Aries and Libra, the whole world gets a crash course in balancing independence versus partnership. Are you being too self-focused? Or are you people-pleasing and losing your sense of self? The cosmos basically hands us all homework in those themes until the nodes shift again. Here's a fun fact that makes the nodes extra mystical. They almost always move backwards through the zodiac. That's right, they're usually in retrograde motion. While most planets move forward and then occasionally appear to go retrograde, the nodes are basically in a near constant rewind, which means they teach us by revisiting, rebalancing, and reworking old karmic themes as they guide us into the new. Here's where it gets extra juicy. The nodes are directly tied to eclipses. Yep, those dramatic new moons and full moons that shake things up, they happen when the sun and moon align with the nodes. That's why eclipses feel so intense, because they're like cosmic reset buttons pulling us right into our soul's path, sometimes whether we're ready or not. So when you hear astrologers talking about eclipse season, think of it as the nodes turning up the volume on this message. If the nodes are your GPS, eclipses are the moments when the universe grabs the wheel and says, okay, honey, we're taking the scenic route now. And remember, because the nodes move slowly, they're not just shaping you, they're shaping generations. Whole groups of people born within the 18-month stretch share the same node placements, which means they carry a shared soul mission. Pretty wild, right? So, whether you're personally navigating your North Node challenges or just noticing how society is shifting around you, the transiting nodes are like background music in the cosmic playlist. They set the vibe we're all dancing to.
Yes. All right, stargazers, now that we've met our cosmic dragon, head and tail, let's briefly break down what nodes look like through the elements. Because here's the thing. Your North and South Node are always exactly opposite one another, which means while your soul is stretching towards one vibe, it's also releasing the old patterns of the opposite vibe. Think of it like a cosmic seesaw. When one end goes up, the other naturally shifts down. And the real magic, you're not meant to abandon one side completely. Rather, you're meant to balance them. Integrate the gifts of your South Node while learning or leaning into the growth of your North Node. It's a dance, not a divorce. Let's group them by elements to keep it fun and simple. Fire North Nodes, which include Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, of course. This means that growth here is all about courage, creativity, and passion. If you got a Fire North Node, your soul came to shine, to take risks, and be bold and expressive, which means your South Node is in air. So in past lives, you may have lived in your head, obsessed with ideas, connections, or whatever anyone else was thinking. This lifetime, less overthinking, more doing. Less people-pleasing, more blazing your own trail. Earth North Nodes, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Growth here is about stability, discipline, and practicality. Your soul came to ground down, build, and master the material world, whether that's career, routines, or creating something tangible that lasts, which means your South Node is in water. You've spent lifetimes deep in feelings, intuition, maybe even lost in fantasy. Those are beautiful gifts, but this time your growth is in planting these dreams into reality, less floating and more building. Moving on, Air North Nodes, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Growth here is through communication, community, and innovation. Within Air North Node, your soul came to connect, to share ideas, to use your voice and mind to lift the collective, which means your South Node is in fire. You may have been the lone warrior, the bold performer, or the impulsive adventurer in the past. This lifetime, it's less about going solo, more about linking arms, listening, and exchanging ideas. Water North Nodes, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Growth here is all about emotional depth, intuition, and compassion. Your soul came to feel, to heal, to trust your inner knowing, and to explore the mystical or hidden sides of life, which means your South Node is in Earth. You've already mastered the grind, the work, the external achievements. Now it's about softening into flow, less hustle, more heart, less what do I own, and more what do I feel. So to put it simply, a Fire North Node, be bold. Earth North Node, get grounded. Air North Node, connect. Water North Node, feel. And remember, stargazers, whatever your North Node is, your South Node will always be directly across the chart, pulling you back into comfort zone. But that opposition is on purpose. It's the universe's way of making sure you don't just coast through this lifetime, but you evolve. So if you've ever felt like a tug of war between what's easy and what's scary but exciting, congratulations, because you're already feeling the nodes at work.
That you are, because the nodes are special little dragon heads and tails.
Yeah.
But stargazers, we're going to move along. And if you've been with us since episode 10, remember when we threw that house party, when we explained that the houses in your chart are basically the rooms of your cosmic mansion, and we toured each room of your mansion? Well, remember how each room showed where in life certain energies play out? Think of these different rooms as we continue on and talk about the nodes in each house. So this is where the nodes get extra interesting. Your North Node's house placement shows where your soul's growth work is happening, while your South Node's house shows where you're carrying baggage or lessons from your past. And just like Sophie mentioned earlier, the nodes are always opposite each other. So when you find one in your chart, you automatically know where the other one is chilling out. We aren't going to go through all the houses here, but let's run through a few quick examples to give you that vibe. If your North Node is in the first house, then that means this lifetime is all about you. Your growth is through selfhood, independence, and stepping into your identity, which means your South Node is the 7th house, where you may have learned too much on relationships or partnerships in your past life. Now, your current soul is prioritizing your own voice and path without losing yourself in others. Now, let's flip the script. If your North Node is in the 7th house, then that means your soul's growth comes through relationships and cooperation. Past life vibes? So your South Node is in the 1st house. Maybe you were the lone wolf, too focused on your own survival. Now, in this lifetime, the homework is partnership, compromise, and seeing yourself reflected through others. And let's do one more example. If your North Node is in the 10th house, this means your growth is through career, legacy, and your public role. Your South Node is in the 4th house, which means you've already mastered the home and family energy, and you know how to nest, nurture, and build personal security. But this time, your soul wants to climb that mountain, contribute to the world, and leave a legacy. And of course, this works for all 12 houses. As I just mentioned, remember that mansion. If your North Node is in the 5th, you're here to embrace creativity and joy. If it's in the 9th, your soul is craving wisdom, travel, and big ideas. If it's in the 12th, you're working on surrender, spirituality, and letting go of control. Stay tuned. We'll do a cosmic guide for you guys. So we'll go into each.
Oh, yes.
Yes, into each house. Too much to mention in this brief time with all the information we have for you all.
Right. But that's why you follow us on our socials.
Exactly. At the Stellar Soulcast. Yes. But for the purpose of this segment, the big takeaway is this. Signs show the flavor of your growth, but the houses show the area of life where it actually plays out. Your North Node in Libra tells you to lean into balance and connection. But if it's sitting in your 10th house, it's going to show up through your career and public image, and not just your romantic life. So stargazers, when you look at your nodes in your chart, don't stop at the sign. Look at the house placement too, because that's where the soul script is unfolding.
Wow. Facts. Love that. All right, stargazers, it's time to get personal like we usually do. We've been talking about the nodes in a big picture way, but now we want to share how they actually show up in our charts. And I'll go first. So my North Node is in Virgo and my South Node is in Pisces. This means that my comfort zone is super Piscean. It's dreamy, it's intuitive, it's spiritual, and honestly a little floaty at times. I could happily live in a world of imagination, candles, playlists, and visions forever. It feels natural to me. It feels easy, but it's not where I'm supposed to stay. See, my North Node is in Virgo, as we talked about, like, that opposite, right? Opposite of the chart. But with it being in Virgo, this is all about routines, grounding, and bringing those dreams into reality. It's like the universe telling me, Sophie, stop floating in the clouds and start making the checklist. All right, that's exactly how I talk to myself. I'm here to learn how to blend my creativity with practicality to make the dreams workable. Basically, I'm learning to light the incense and keep the planner updated, just like with the Stellar Soulcast. Yeah, so this totally resonates with me because even as a kid, like I think I mentioned it in one of our earlier episodes. I can't remember which one it was, but even in school, like I would always be daydreaming.
Oh, yes.
I think it was Neptune.
Yes.
Because of the 12th house, right? Because
how they said they thought something was wrong with you.
Yeah.
I was
always like somewhere else. But honestly, to the T, and this is actually one of the things that like shook me when I started going even deeper into astrology, is the fact that how is this defining me to a T, and it's not even like one of the placements or like one of the planets and things that is commonly talked about when it comes to astrology. Yeah. Like, you know how everyone knows like the sun, the moon, blah, 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 maybe you're rising, but like the nodes, no one really talks about it. But this is the thing to me that I feel like resonated and like sold astrology for me.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that too in our last episode when I said that our Virgo episode.
Yeah.
And it's so fascinating because we had mentioned your North Node in Virgo, and we told the stargazers that we'll go more in depth in the next episode. And I had mentioned briefly there how insane it actually was when I started learning about the North and South Node. Yeah. Because I don't know, it's crazy.
Isn't it?
It really is.
Because that, like, tuning in, or I shouldn't say tuning in, but tapping in. I mean, tune into the Stellar Soulcast, but tapping in to my North Node and Virgo and actually understanding my dreams and, like, not keeping them just in my head and my imagination, but to actually, like, make a plan on how to achieve these things is how I've been able to, like, be successful in areas maybe like career and even like relationships, because friendships, interpersonal relationships, because it's like you can't just like think about good scenarios in your head, but you have to actually make those scenarios come to life. Yeah. When it comes to having the Pisces South Node and Virgo North Node.
Absolutely. I think that I love the way that you put that. Yeah. It's very accurate. Yeah. Very accurate.
But Heather, let's talk about you. I'm so excited for them to hear.
Oh, man. Well, mine is definitely a little bit of a very different vibe.
A little bit. Yeah.
Too. So my North Node is in Capricorn, and my South Node means it's in Cancer. Mm-hmm. So for me, my comfort zone, well, if anybody that knows me, it's definitely that Cancer energy, which is nurturing, caretaking, putting everyone else's needs first, making sure people feel cozy and safe. It's that emotional blanket that I always crawl into. And that's very me at my core. Yeah. But my Capricorn North Node is very no.
Business, all right?
Business.
We're talking business.
My Capricorn North Node is saying, Heather, nah. You are climbing that mountain. Yes. Because it's my soul's growth. It's about, building that structure, stepping into leadership and creating a legacy. It's also less about hiding in my comfort zone and more about, like, proving myself, right? That I can stand tall and hold that boundary and build something that's lasting. And one of the things here is, for me, this is very prevalent only recently. Yeah. Because you and I were talking about this off air. I keep saying off air as if we're on like a freaking radio, but we're not. But
maybe one day.
Hey, maybe we do the Stellar Soulcast.
We can have a whole radio station dedicated to astrology.
Oh my god!
We'll manifest it.
Well, yes.
Do daily horoscopes.
I like that. That would be pretty cool. That would be cool.
Imagine just being like, today is August 30th. There's a full moon tonight.
Oh my god, that'd be really
that
funny.
Was obnoxious.
No, that would be really funny. That'd be really funny.
Yeah.
But I guess the terminology would have been like off recording, not off air or before. But when we were saying it, that my Capricorn node is something that's only been super prevalent recently, especially with me honing my ability for leadership to take that structure and to essentially put myself first in some scenarios, because it's very hard for me. And it was interesting because learning about the nodes, it was kind of like that. How do I put it? When I was speaking about, remember the Saturn return episode, and I started correlating that between my dad and me, and because we're almost 30 decades.
I don't know why I was so
30 decades.
I'm
3
like,
decades, not 30 decades. 30 years.
Yeah, I'm like, I remember. I was right here,
right across from me, looking at me, getting emotional. But when I started making that revelation before, it was one of the most pivotal moments. I would say the Saturn it was really my Mercury as well, you know, and in the fourth house. But that's interesting too. That's off topic, but in some degrees it would be in the third house, but I definitely identify it more in my fourth house.
Right.
But that's a whole topic for another time, which is going to be fun. So stay tuned, stargazers, for that. But the North and the South nodes, they really were one of those top 3 moments. I would say my Saturn, Mercury being my chart ruler with my Virgo ascending, and my North and my South nodes. Yeah. And not just my Mercury being my ascending, sorry. Also my Mercury placement in Sagittarius in my fourth house. Those were all very big moments for me, because it really showed a lot of how I'm coming into myself and the nurture that I have. Because many people have always said, oh, Heather's caring. Heather remembers this. She'll reach out, text you if you have something going on. And I do. I at my core, deep down in my soul, I listen. And that's one of the things about me I believe people have gravitated towards. So my South Node people have always felt that comfort, and it's a comfort zone within me. So kind of unleashing this all about me mentality to go forward and to grow myself is very uncomfortable for me. But I also, like we said, it's a balance, right? So we don't forget our past life.
Exactly.
And being able to harbor that Cancer energy with my Capricorn energy. Right. I'm seeing such a transition in my life, especially with what we said in the other episode, my promotion.
Yeah.
And into management. And
send more congratulations. Yeah. Don't be stingy.
But even here with the Soulcast.
Exactly.
With the Stellar Soulcast, and taking that lead together, really, to jump in that. And and it's interesting because, you know, especially, Sophie, with your structure for your North Node lesson, with that dreamy, intuitive South Node.
I had to connect, man.
Hey, together we make a good team with that.
Honestly, I literally was just going to say that. I was like, it wouldn't be possible without, of course, you, because having your ascendant in Virgo, and like, even just like how it's interesting, the synergy between both of our charts, how you have honed in on this, you know, ability to be structured, but also like, I don't like, digestible is not the right word, but like no, that's what it is. Like relatable, like really just, you know, engaging. Aww. You bring that element to it where it's like, yeah, I could say stuff, but even just like having the Leo and then the South Node in Pisces where I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I could come off very like passive, but you bring it to a level where it's like, awesome. I hate boiling down to like that word, but it's like really nice because you can even like hear that people are resonating with it. Like at least in like our personal lives when we talk to people and their feedback with the podcast. Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie.
You're welcome.
Oh, and honestly, they say that too, like our shout outs too.
Yeah.
For some people with
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it, you know, this isn't me possible without you too. So I think together we make a really great team.
Yeah.
And especially with our lessons of our past and current life.
Yes.
That North and South Node energy. Mm-hmm. I believe really kind of puts that
exactly.
together. And with our fire placements and sun signs, we had the tenacity.
Exactly. The boldness.
We definitely have that boldness. I'm a little all over with that boldness is mutable, and you're just like, nope, this is the way it goes. This is it. That's how it is.
No, it's awesome. But that's why we encourage everyone to definitely learn your chart, guys. Mm-hmm. We are always using time passage. We're always like looking into it, talking about it off air. And like, you know, when we build these episodes for you guys, we are always like, you know, trying to just make sure that you understand that it's not just information we're feeding you. you guys. Like, we have gone on our own journey, and that's why we're dragging you guys along with us.
Yes. And we love that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna we'll first drag you, and then you're gonna jump on.
Hell yeah.
That wave, our cosmic wave. Yeah. And I think a few people might have peeped that I'm a little bit of an anime head. So I just need to say one thing here that has to go with anime. Yes. So if you're an Eureka 7 fan, in Eureka 7,
whoa,
when Renton,
hear that pronunciation? Whoa, love it.
When he rides the waves, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it there because anybody that is in old school and new school, whatever, because I have loved anime since I was a kid, drop that in there. Yes. Renton riding those waves. Or Eureka.
I love that.
It was one of my favorite animes as a teenager.
That's
But
dope.
they used to ride waves. So it's like, I could go more in depth, but anyway, anybody that's an anime fan will know about riding those waves.
We're going to have a whole episode with anime's ties to astrology.
That would be really great because actually a really interesting fact, and I know I say fun fact a lot. I noticed that about myself actually re-listening to our episodes. It's like, wow, I always say fun fact, or I love that. But it's all, maybe it's not Cancer energy from my past life, but it's true. I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. But in a lot of animes and manga, they're very into giving their zodiac sign. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out also to Fruits Basket. Sorry.
Oh, I need to watch all of these. I think that's gonna be my fall homework.
Ooh,
my homework this fall is to learn.
Hell yeah.
Watch.
Have you ever watched any anime?
I probably have seen things that have fallen into the category, but I don't know.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun. We're gonna do
even on. Remember the CW?
Oh, for the kids?
No, it wasn't one of the
CW11, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they have shows that fallen into that category?
I don't know. I didn't really watch CW11, but I watched the
Sailor
Fox.
Moon could have been on there.
It might have, but I know I watched it on Toonami.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, on Cartoon Network.
Oh, Cartoon Network though.
Which they had Toonami at the time. I mean, the CW11 may have, but I would watch a lot of my anime as a 90s kid on Toonami, and then I watched it on, it was a Fox Kids or something like that.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, they would start, they had Digimon and all that.
So what's interesting is my sister used to watch that stuff.
Oh, I think you told me that.
I don't want to say that stuff. That's that
genre
that
of stuff is
shows.
Fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. That stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me that because your sister is my age, right? Or a little older?
She's a little older. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember there was even one, I don't know if it's a movie. I think it was more of a movie than a show. But it was with that character that's it's black with a white face and it has these dots. And it was supposed to be scary, but it was a spirit that was following this little girl.
Oh, Spirited Away.
Yeah.
No Face. And Chihiro.
Is that anime?
Yeah, it is Studio Ghibli. Yeah, it's an anime. No, it's
okay.
It's definitely in the realm of anime for sure.
I vividly remember my sister watching that and a lot of shows that were.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So you never even watched Spirited Away?
I've seen bits and pieces, but I tuned out. I'm sorry.
What the heck?
It creeped me out.
OMG, that was my favorite. Actually,
I heard it's really good. It's a really sweet.
Yeah.
story.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's absolutely wonderful. I love Studio Ghibli, and there are so many beautiful stories created.
Yeah. And I think it's the animation too, at least for my sister, because I think my sister, she's very open to a lot of stuff when it comes to storytelling through literature or maybe entertainment TV and stuff. But I think the animation is also what is so cool to me, is that a lot of the stuff is drawing.
Yeah, and especially at Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki, that's a lot of his work, and he was so infamous for his style.
Yeah.
Right? So it actually...
it's iconic. I don't
it's
watch,
definitely iconic.
You know, and I'm
it's
like,
an
whoa, I
iconic
remember
form
this.
of anime. Yeah, it's really great. And he
Yeah.
started with like Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, and all
Nausicaa
this stuff.
Nausicaa.
Oh, it's so
Familiar.
great. Yeah, and a lot of his work is also based on different like fantasy books, which is pretty cool.
I do remember books. Like, I know, like, when I was I used to go to the library all the time because my sister loved going to the library. And there would be those, like, books.
Oh, manga?
Manga books, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't mean manga, but I mean, some of his movies are based off actual books.
Okay.
But there are mangas.
Manga's, like, for everybody. General.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're basically,
cool.
in English, you'd say, like, comic books.
Comic books.
Yeah,
oh,
they're comic books.
Okay. But I've definitely seen those. I've definitely read a couple.
Oh, really? What mangas?
I couldn't.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
sorry,
but I love how we're going into this whole like.
Yeah, I do remember getting a few because actually, shout out to my friend London. She was really like in love with manga. Like she went to Japan and lived there for quite some time. Like she loved like whole culture. So I was like a way to bond. Like we would read these books.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
because like manga too is one of my all time. Like, when I was a kid, I remember. The first manga I ever got was Alice 19.
Ooh.
It was so good. I don't believe to this date they've ever made it into an anime, which I was always very disappointed about.
Is it that no one picks it up?
I guess so, yeah. I don't really... I never actually went into the whole, like, how it got picked up. But all I know is when basically almost all of my, like, favorite mangas... Because I've actually... For a majority of the animes I have seen, I've read the manga first.
That's so cool. Yeah. So, that's how you know you're a true fan.
Oh my gosh, I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, although like I have sadly let go of some of my current collections. So I've sold them online or anything like that. But there's some I will not let go of. Like Alice 19th, that is not being let go of.
Yeah.
Heck no. My Sailor Moon, hell to the no.
Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh, no.
Probably earlier copies, which is very...
Well, that one's probably more... That's a newer one.
Okay.
Because, like, Sailor Moon came out during a time that was a little... it wasn't as popular here, anime. Okay. And they would take it and try to morph it into American culture. So, even in the original anime, they had, like, two of the characters that were lovers, and because they were females, they... made them like cousins or something like that. Like I didn't even know until I was older that they were an item, you know, things like that. And then they changed all their names and stuff. But so those aren't going to be the original ones. I got those later. Shout out to my sister who got them for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh man, okay, I love this anime tangent, and we could do this forever because I love anime, but I guess we should maybe go on to soul homework.
Yes. Okay. All right, stargazers. You know what time it is? Soul homework time. We hope you still have those astro journals open. Maybe a little candle if you got one nearby. Let's dig into your North and South nodes. Your mission is to reflect on where your soul has been and where it's asking you to grow. Remember, the South Node is your comfort zone, those patterns, habits, and vibes you already mastered. And your North Node is your soul's stretch zone, the place that feels uncomfortable at first, but this is where the magic really happens. Here are some journal prompts to guide you. What parts of your life feel easy and familiar, almost like autopilot? Where do I feel resistance, but also a secret curiosity or excitement? Now, let's look up your North and South Node signs and houses. Notice the themes that they highlight and then write a short affirmation for each. Something like, I honor the wisdom of my South Node in Pisces, and I courageously step into my Virgo North Node path of service and clarity. The point isn't to fix yourself. It is to notice where your soul might be nudging you forward and how you can walk the path with more awareness.
Beautifully said, Sophie.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And stargazers, we hope this journey through the North and South nodes gave you some insight into your soul's compass with honoring your past while stepping into your growth your North Node is calling you towards. Next time, we're diving into Lilith, the Black Moon. She's the wild, unapologetic, feminine power in all of us, showing where we refuse to be silenced and where we reclaim our roar.
Roar. Oh my God, who remembers that? Tumblr, roar.
Oh my God, Tumblr. Oh my God.
Tumblr was a wild place.
Tumblr. I used to spend hours in college on Tumblr.
Dude, I actually had quite a good following. I'm mad
Oh
I
my
kind
gosh, me too.
off.
I did bohemian stuff.
I did not do bohemian stuff.
Was it celebrities?
No.
Oh no. Makeup?
Emotional things.
Oh.
But yeah, a little bit of makeup too.
Pain without
Right.
3 Days Grace is one of my favorite bands. Just saying.
Yeah.
I can, we're not going to karaoke here. Maybe in the future, once we reveal ourselves, we'll do a karaoke skit.
That would be awesome. Do a karaoke live.
Yes, that'd be
Songs through
really
the zodiac.
fun. Exactly. Oh, all right. But we're going to wrap up this segment, stargazers, and trust us. You do not want to miss our episode on Lilith. But before we say our stellar adios, don't forget to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you never miss a cosmic drop. Follow us on all our socials at the Stellar Soulcast for your daily astro inspo and updates. And also share with us your North and South nodes.
Yes.
We're very curious to know where your past life and your current life is aligning. Whoa. And you can see Sophie is exceptionally enthusiastic for this.
Because your minds will be blown.
Heck yeah. But with that, we want to remind you all to
keep reaching for the stars and trusting the vibes. Until next time, stargazers.